Hi, I'm Stephanie from the ADHD Advocate, and today I'm going to show you how to apply for Access to Work. Access to Work is a great government initiative run by Department for Work and Pensions, and under this grant you can get funding for ADHD coaching, for assistive technology, even a personal assistant. So let's have a look at this application. So to apply, here is the web address, and you basically just click Apply Online. So if you're in work, if you're employed, if you're self-employed, if you even have your own company, you should be eligible for Access to Work, but you can double check through having a look at check you're eligible here. So applying online, let's do it. So first question, what are your conditions? ADHD. Do you want some help to get to work is the second question. For most ADHDers, the answer will be no, I can get to work okay. If you had physical disabilities or even autism where you could suffer from sensory overwhelm, then you may want to say, yes, I want help, and perhaps ask for taxis to work, for instance. Does your condition make it harder for you to do your job? So this is where we get into it a little bit more. Tell us how it is harder. So obviously we're applying to Access to Work because our ADHD is getting in the way of our work. So we want to get some reasonable adjustments. We want to get some things to help overcome the barriers caused by our ADHD so that we can access work in the same way as our neurotypical peers. So tell us how it is harder. Now these won't come filled in like this. I've done this before, so that's why it's been pre-populated, but things like time management, difficulties prioritizing, difficulties focusing, paying attention, getting started, hyperfocus is another issue that gets in the way, decision-making struggles, communication, overwhelm, emotional dysregulation, a lot of things for us to choose from to put here. Do you do anything to get around these problems at the moment? So probably you are trying to, and you probably have some coping strategies in place, like using alarms, Todoist or Trello to manage tasks, even therapy. If you are doing therapy, you could write that too. Next question, do you know what you need to help you with this? Well, yes, ADHD coaching, most certainly, because it is very good for employees with ADHD because it helps you not only understand your ADHD, but more specifically, what challenges your ADHD is presenting to you in the workplace. And then obviously what strategies that you can come up with that are going to help, because no two people with ADHD are the same. So strategies that work for you may not work for another ADHDer. That's where coaching can really help get you clear. Then you've got things like Dragon Dictation, Grammarly, time timers. For a full list of aids that can help you with your ADHD, do check out our website, www.theadhdadvocate.com, and you will find there a useful couple of lists of aids you can look through. Next thing, your employment status. So say you're a director of a limited company. I've selected that one, in which case you're then led to answer some questions around your company details, name and address. Not very interesting. And how long have you been in your current job or role? So this is where it can get difficult for ADHDers who can't remember when they started in their job. So you may need to look through your emails, your contract of employment, write the date here. How many days a week? If you're full-time, you write 5. Although we know usually it's actually probably 6 or 7 because we're always trying to catch up. And how many hours a week do you usually work? So say it's like 5 days a week, 8 hours a week, 40. But again, this could be more like 60 if you're working even later than that. About you, so just first name, last name, date of birth, and then, yeah, just basic personal details. Do any of these apply to you? If you're shielding, obviously you select this, but otherwise, generally for most of us, it'll be none of these. Who do you want to be contacted about your condition? So most of us will say ourselves, but if you are going to have trouble communicating with Access to Work, then you might want to elect someone to speak for you. But otherwise, we just say email, and you put your email address in here. So for instance, maybe whatever email address, so joe@hotmail.com perhaps, or Joe, whoever this Joe is that gets it, continue. And then check your answers before sending your application. So you've got a chance here to have a look and make sure it's all correct, and then press continue and submit.